Now, originally for today's transfer special, I was going to come back on the 4th of January when the Japanese transfer window opened. Then South Korea arrived. Jeonbuk have made an offer for Sasaki. Now, Sasaki, I'm going to be honest, is very bloody good. Valuation of potentially over £1 million. They've offered a pitiful £450,000 that could rise up to just shy of £600,000. And he really wants to go. He's just signed a deal for 5 years. Well, the contract extension kicked in for 5 years. I don't need to sell him. I don't want to sell him. He's probably going to cry. I guess my biggest fear here is this might be a taster for what I'm about to experience this transfer window, because there is no denying we've got some very, very good players whose ability probably far exceeds our own reputation, and the sharks are circling and interest is rising. Today, by the way, is episode number 51 of Tokyo Rising. Last episode, we secured our promotion and the J2 title. Today, we prepare for our first dance in the top flight. We'll get into things right after the intro. I hope you guys are doing absolutely amazing. Welcome back to the channel and happy Thursday. We are here with Tokyo 23 FC. Last episode we secured promotion, and like I said, originally I was thinking I'd come on the 4th of January. We'd have a nice positive note to start the episode on with the youngster Juve joining us, a very, very good, capable centre-back, and instead I've come back prematurely due to the first transfer bid of the year, coming within 9 hours of the South Korean transfer window opening. Now, when it comes to this transfer special, we're in a bit of a weird predicament because, as I mentioned, we've got Juve coming in at centre-back, who I think will be starting alongside Manga this year. The real order of the day is the centre-mid position. This year just gone, we've played this really attacking 4-2-4 system. I don't really want to go back to the counter-attacking system because I do feel like our mantra here now has just become, we'll score more than you. You know, Tokyo 23 of a few years ago, we were all about that defending and hitting on the counter. With the attacking talent we have, I think we have to play on the front foot. However, going into the new year, I am kind of coming around to the idea that potentially we've got to play with two defensive mids. Maybe be a bit more sensible and just give our centre-backs a bit more coverage. I expect a bit more of a challenge defensively in J1, put it that way. Now, sadly for us, the season hasn't ticked over yet, so we've not got the early season preview. We've not had our reputation boost that we'll get for our promotion, but our bank balance is looking really healthy. And of course, there is plenty of money, both in the transfer budget and wage budget, to make stuff happen if we want to. I have also got various clauses for players here that I can potentially sell off. Players like Abdul Ahmed, I could get £90,000 for. I'm not sure if he's ever going to be worth an amount of money that is going to mean that he is a profitable signing for Abdul Ahmed. So that is kind of tempting. Batata as well, I can get a little bit of money from Blaublitz floor, but I'm not sure it's worth it. Namata, I get £32,000 for. Takeshi, £4,000. Watanabe, £30,000. It's not super inspiring sums of money, is it, that I can sell? However, I do think in the first team, there are some players I might be willing to let go of. Someone like Lucas Ferreira, for as good as he is, I'm not sure how much of a long-term option he's going to be. And it's the same with Vinicius Diniz. I may be in a position where I'm weighing up selling these two players just to free up some foreign player slots in our team. They're both undeniably good players. I feel like there must be better options out there, and there is interest in them. With our promotion as well, valuations of players have jumped up a little bit. Someone like Kataki here, I'm probably willing to let go. He's transfer listed by request. We'll offer him out again. I would like to try and move on some players. The year just gone, we struggled to sell players in the off-season. I'm going to hope this year is a little bit different. Of course, we did also hoard a load of players for our B team here. Some do actually have reasonable value that I might need to cash in on. Leison de Santos, by the way, can you remember this guy? We signed him at left-back last year. He really didn't develop for the year just gone, which was annoying. I mean, we signed him for £12,000 and he's now valued at £600,000. Should I just offer him out? You know what? I'm going to offer him out, and I'm probably going to do the same with a few more B team players here. There's players like Yamada who, let's be honest, we've got better 19-year-old strikers in our first team, so I don't need him. Hirayama as well. If I could get £500,000 for him, I'd probably accept it. I have, however, got to remember, as much as I want to get rid of a load of B team players, I need 4 homegrown at club players for the J-League squad, so can't get rid of everyone. And rather predictably, Sasaki said he's unhappy that he wasn't able to get the move to Jeonbuk. Now, of all the strikers I've got, Sasaki is perhaps the one I'd be most willing to sell. I feel like Taba is better. I kind of like Honda more as well. But Sasaki we signed for £800,000. They didn't even bid the amount of money I bid for him. I just want to tell him that he's got a contract here and I don't want to sell him. It's an annoying situation here because he wants to go, and I kind of want to be like, hey, I need a better valuation. But in clicking this option, I'm now basically telling him an amount of money that needs to be bid to let him go, which sometimes can be a really low amount and bite you in the butt. I'm sure you've had that situation where a player has to leave. You go, hey, we'll accept this price, and then what he wants is way lower than what you were willing to sell him for. In this case here is a little bit different because Sasaki has set an initial asking price of 2.4 million. I'm going to negotiate here. I mean, if I got 2.6 million pounds for him, I hate to say it, I think I'd absolutely have to sell him for that price. So that is actually a reasonable price that we've promised with him. Whether or not anyone's going to bid that amount of money, I mean, remains to be seen, I suppose. Kind of hope no one does bid that amount, but if they did, money, we'll have fun with it. Apparently, Tokyo 23 are stepping up their chase for Bergantino's. Why does that sound like a restaurant? At least in my head, it does. This guy's actually quite good. I mean, he's Spanish. He's very good. I mean, I've never heard of him before. I have no idea why we're being linked with him, but I like the link. There was a Spanish player a few years ago that we were linked with as well, if I'm not mistaken. And I think on that occasion, I didn't actually get a bid made for him, and it was a different player. There are a few of these Spanish non-league players that I feel like I should be checking out. We saw it in this year's Park to Prem. In the Spanish non-leagues, you do actually get some mad players produced with some decent potential. I feel like I want to just look for all of these players in case any of them are good. I mean, this guy's on almost £12,000 a week. I can't afford that, can I? I mean, Richard Aria. That sounded good in my head. He's a good player. He's on £3,000. I can't afford that. You know what? Rather than looking to sign Spanish players, maybe I should just get to the transfer window opening, getting Juve in, and then trying to work out what the hell we're going to do at centre mid. Honda's now got a bid on him. Honda's had a bid of £200,000 from John Buck. I mean, they're just coming after all my players. I don't want to let Honda go. I know when I reject this, he is going to cry. And part of me now wants to do that asking price chat again, but I feel like because his valuation's lower, he's going to ask for way less as an asking price and probably make himself more affordable for a move. I mean, like I said, I could do the promise of an outvaluation, but I feel like he's going to ask for less because his value's lower. I've made my decision. You've got to get used to it. This is my dream move, and I can make your life here very difficult. Honda, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me. Money talks. I'll tell you what. He thinks the lads are going to be very interested to hear how badly I've handled it. Mate, I don't want to let you go. You're one of my favourites. Why are you ruining it for yourself? He's got a 7-year contract. He's got a 7-year contract. And mate, I can make your life very difficult. Do you like under-20s football? Because you can be playing that forever. I say that naturally. He will be in the first team this year. But that is painful. Also, Grampus now want Manga. Grampus now want Manga. I hate Nagoya Grampus. Okay, the J2 transfer window's open. That means all the transfer windows in Japan are opened. Apparently, Lucas Ferreira might be on the move. I mean, I'll tell you what. If a bid comes in from him, I will consider it if it's of a reasonable amount. Okay, one click of continue. How many bids am I going to have on players on the first day of the transfer window? Okay, multiple bids for Manga. He's probably going to kick up a stink. A bid for Yoshikawa of nothing. Nothing. When did I offer out Yoshikawa for nothing? I mean, I'm paying him £300 a week. I kind of fancy just saving the money. You know what? He can go off to China and enjoy himself. What are my thoughts on Look Manga being linked with Grampus? Grampus can do one. I don't want to lose Look Manga. Juve's joined us, and I should be happy about that. I'm very distracted about all the fact all my key players have got bids on them right now. I'm just looking here at players that my scouting team have kind of looked at here, there, and everywhere. There's some very good players. This guy here jumps out immediately. Ibrahim Addo, Ghanaian international, 20 years old. He only turned 20 a couple of months ago as well. He's very, very good. Is he better than Denise? No, though. I guess the big thing with Addo is he can play defensive mid and centre mid, and he can kind of play right back. He's 20, so he might improve as well. I feel like that star rating is actually a bit too high for how good he is. I don't know if that's controversial or not. He's currently playing for Remo in the Serie C of Brazil. Is he their key player? He's not. Beto here is their key player. This guy's good. Don't need strikers right now, though. Manga's frustrated he wasn't allowed to go to Nagoya Grampus. Look, mate, I just want to keep you here. You're not going to get as much football as you want. He wants to take his chances. He's got faith in his own ability. A pay rise. Would money help? The answer is no. I feel like offering a pay rise is like the best way to deal with a bad situation, because at least then the players don't get super pissy most of the time. Unless your name's Honda. Manga here, he just says, if you're not happy, he'll leave it here. That'll do me. I'm getting all these bids for first team players. Can someone just bid on my other players? The ones I want to get rid of. That'd be really nice. Roasso have made a bid for Lucas Ferreira. It's actually not an unreasonable bid, but he isn't interested in going. And I was hoping to get nearer the £500,000 he's valued at, so I am going to reject it. Hirayama, who I signed on a free transfer last year. I've offered him out here. We've actually got a load of bids for him. Are any of these, like, more significant than the others? I mean, there's a few £47,000 bids here. I'm shocked at how many teams are interested, to be honest. I'm going to try and get a little bit more money for him. If I can get 65,000 plus a sell on of profit, that would do me. I can get that. Let's just issue an ultimatum to all the other teams. That's how much I now want. Dos Santos has also had a bid for him here. It's not quite as reasonable as I was hoping. Given his valuation, a bid of £140,000 feels a bit slow. Annoyingly, he kind of wants to just go back to Brazil, which I can't really blame him for. But if he's going to go back to Brazil, I need, like, closer to the amount of money he's valued at. I mean, at the end of the day, I may be getting a bit greedy because we signed him for £12,000 and he's been here a year. But I want more. Season summary for J2 is in. That means we're very close to the season tick-over date. We were promoted alongside Albirex and Hollyhock. Vispa relegated. Back-to-back relegations for them is absolutely disastrous. Signing of the year went to Honda. Runner-up went to Sasaki, which is kind of interesting to see. And now that the leaderboard's popped up, I believe if we hit continue one more time here, it's going to be the new season. The updated media prediction is going to be in, as is our participation money. Imagine just getting £1.5 million for turning up. That is us right now. Been drawn in the J-League Cup against Ahim. We're not going to worry about that right now, although they are a J1 team. And, well, none of this matters, does it? What is our media prediction? The answer is 19th. Hour 20. I'm going to assume Hollyhock at bottom. Season preview. Yeah, we're right down there alongside Matsumoto Yamaga and Albirex. Like I said, Hollyhock, who came up with us, they are predicted to finish bottom. So that makes me feel a tiny bit better. I mean, Lewis Hall is in the media dream 11. So Lewis Hall is on £48,000 at Vissel Kobe. How am I meant to compete with this? They've got Trevor Chalobah in. Vissel Kobe have just gone mad signing English players. I mean, this is wild. Their team is absolutely insane. I mean, I'm confused about the amount of foreign players they've got. I guess they've signed a load of these players to help them when it comes to the Asian Champions League. They signed this guy for 2.7 million. He's absolutely insane. Damian Pizarro is up top. And I mean, he's very good, isn't he? He's very good for Urawa Red Diamonds. And then we've got Nakamura as well, who plays for F. Marinos. Oh dear, this is going to be a long year, isn't it? We broke our average attendance record. I imagine that's going to get broken again this coming year. We're going to receive another £1.3 million in TV rights. You'll love to see it. And our first game of the year is against Matsumoto Yamaga away from home. They are predicted to be towards the bottom. That's going to be an instant must-win game in the first game of the year. Promotional wage rises. Yeah, I forgot I included a load of these. Some players' wages are going to have gone up. I mean, in terms of wages, Sasaki is now on £3,000. Which actually feels somewhat reasonable. Also, I totally forgot Ono's here on loan, isn't he? Ono's loan's about to run out, so I don't have a left back for the year. Been talking about all the positions we need to sort out. A left back would be good. And if you're sat there thinking, well, Jack, you've known that you needed a left back all year. Surely you've got someone lined up. Yeah, that'd be good, wouldn't it? There's a guy here who has got offers on free for him. Choi Jin-hee. He's very good. My staff like the look of him. He's available on a free transfer. I mean, is he good or am I going crazy? He's maybe not as good going forward as Ono. In fact, I say that. There's not a world of difference. This guy's very, very good. He's a free transfer as well. I kind of want him. I probably can't compete with the wages that he's being offered. I'll teach him Japanese personally with that promise right there. He can be an important player. I need a left back. Now, he wants £2,700. As I've mentioned, Sasaki is on £3,000. So I'm going to just offer him 3,000. I feel like any more than that, I might feel like I'm getting carried away. But I need a left back. And when life gives you lemons, you get lemonade. Or when life gives you a left back. I mean, this guy's good. I like him a lot. I have got various other left backs scouted here, but I wouldn't mind just getting in someone who is a bit younger. Of course, he would use a foreign player spot. So if there's like a young left back at Jeff United, that could be an option too. This guy's not nearly as exciting as I thought he was going to be. In terms of players that my staff have got scouted, there's this guy here, Yamazaki, who apparently is very good. He looks very good, doesn't he? He's 18 years old. He's available as a free transfer. Antlers and Albirex have already made offers who are also J1 clubs. I want him too. How much does he want? He wants to be an important player. He wants the number 8 shirt that's currently available. I don't know if I need another striker, but he's a very good playmaker. I mean, don't get me wrong, I feel sorry for Osaru here, who is our current kind of playmaking option, but Yamazaki's just better, isn't he? He's just better, and he's available for free. I feel like I have to make an offer here. He wants to be an important player. That is a promise I feel a tiny bit uncomfortable making. Also, he wants the number 8 shirt, which is currently available, so that works out well. I'm not having a minimum release clause. I can put in a relegation release clause and I'll pay him the £3,000. I don't know if this is going to be enough to attract him from other teams. I feel like I'd probably offer him a bit more if he was playing in a position that I play in my system. I don't even play with centre attacking mids. I was talking about going back to the more defensive, kind of double defensive mid formation. If I sign him, I'm probably going back to what we played last year. Just looking through the other players that we've got scouted there, I'll be honest, Jin Hee here looks like such a good fit for our team at left back. I really want to get that signing done, almost more so than Yamazaki. The only other good player here that's got like a really good rating is Hosue here. And I'll be honest, that star rating is just a lie. This guy's not good. When it comes to left-back options, I really want Jin Hee. Apparently Samuel here is an option at left-back. I don't want this guy to be the option at left-back. The other thing that I do want to address is defensive mid. There is Shibata here. Is Shibata good? He's on almost £6,000 a week for Espals in J2. That's outrageous. Probably a bit earlier than usual to be doing this. We're at that point in pre-season where I'm going to look at the under-23s for Japan and see if there's anyone any good. There is a goalkeeper playing down in the JFL who, actually, he's on loan. He's not that good either. But there is also some players playing in South Korea here. There is Tatara. I mean, he's good. Tatara's very good. He's on £8,000. There's no way he's interested in joining me. Yeah, he's playing for a team in the Champions League in South Korea. That's a stretch. Suzuki here, not quite as exciting, but not interested in joining anyway. And the last is Mayeno. Is Mayeno good? Mayeno, he's very good, isn't he? He's very good. He has got around a bit, this guy. Was signed for £1.1 million. I mean, that actually looks like a bargain buy. This guy's insane. Sadly, he doesn't want to join us either. You know what? In a few years, I might come back in for him. Okay, some good news here. Yamada, our striker that I was just trying to cash in on, has had some bids on him. £185,000 or £250,000 from Hollyhock. You know what? £250,000, accept that. He does actually want to go to Consadole Sapporo, but they've offered way less. If I can get £250,000 for Yamada, we're laughing. Sad times, everyone. Yoshikawa's leaving on a free. I've been trying to sell this guy for the last few years. He's not featured in the first team in a long old time. And the former captain, once upon a time, has just not really developed ever since we've had him. He did a job for us for a year, but this option as a stopgap isn't really needed anymore, at least from a player of his quality. So I'll give him away on a free, save myself £300 a week. More offers have been made for Jin Hee, the left-back. I feel like I'm not going to get him. Also, I keep getting informed about Suzuki here, who's a very good Japanese striker, who I was really interested in when I saw his current ability. When I scouted him, his potential and cons really put me off him. I keep getting told about him because there's loads of interest in a big bidding war thing going on. Part of me feels like I should just be making an offer for him anyway, given the prices are so low. I don't need a striker. His potential's not that great, and there's question marks over his negatives, but I'm just going to make a bid. I'm going to do it. I've resisted the temptation, but enough emails have appeared in my inbox. I'm caving. £65,000. I think I'm paying more than everyone else, so hopefully I can win the bidding war, because we all know if it comes down to wages being offered, there's no way I'm going to be able to attract him. He wants to be a squad player. I'm going to tell him he's an impact sub. Just spoilers here. He's not going to be an impact sub. That is just a lie to make sure he signs for us. This guy has some really good current ability. Question marks over his potential. I'll tell you what, he'll be bloody good in our B team. That is once I've actually negotiated a contract for him. Right, bid made. I'll tell you what, if I don't get him for that price, no regrets about, not getting him. I am wondering, did our B team get promoted for the year just gone? The answer is no. 1 year they will get promoted into the playable leagues and we'll have a jolly good time. That day is not today. Probably should have done this sooner in hindsight, just setting up some new recruitment focuses to try and find a defensive mid. That would be good, wouldn't it? I've got all these kind of general searches going on. To be fair, I'm not sure if there's actually any value in sending my scouts to China. They've not really found anyone over all the years, although this guy apparently has potential. He's got a cap for China. He's worth £3 million. Bit out my budget. You know what? The scout in China, I'm really sorry I sent you here. You can come home. You know, things are getting serious because I'm just going to send out a second scout to go and try and find me a defensive mid. Looking for someone maybe with a bit more potential here and less current ability, just to kind of mix things up a little bit. In terms of area to scout, I feel like we just should do East Asia or Southeast Asia. We could do Southeast Asia. I've not found anyone like in Thailand or Singapore or Malaysia yet. And apparently there are quite good players there. I say apparently because loads of you guys are telling me that when you've done saves in Japan, like Thailand is a good place to find players. It's worth noting that with this save game, I've actually got the Thai leagues loaded, so it's not like the default database for Thailand, which seems to make it so their players aren't as willing to leave. But I don't know if any of these guys are any good. Maybe we could sign them. I mean, this guy here would be like a fun defensive mid option, wouldn't he? Dechon Fonudom. I'm definitely not saying that correctly, and I'd like to apologise to any Thai viewers out there. He doesn't want to join us because we're not in the Champions League. I mean, I'm going to scout him anyway. He looks good. When in doubt, just scout the Thai under-23s national team. Why not? I mean, I might as well look through the rest of the Thai Media Dream 11, but I feel like none of these players would actually want to join me anyway. I wouldn't mind getting this Yamazaki kid. There is so many people making bids for him. Part of me's like thinking, should I be offering him more? I mean, could I offer him more? You know what? I could. I'm going to give his agent a load of money. Now, when he turns me down, I won't feel as sad. Also, this has got bad. Choi Jin-hee, the left back, has decided to go to Sanfrecce Hiroshima. So, yeah, that's annoying. He's actually gone for an amount that's only £100 more than what we paid him. I feel sad. The search for a left back goes on. First game of pre-season, by the way, is against Pohang Steelers. They owe us this friendly after they stole Abdul Ahmed from us. They battered us 2-0. I say they've battered us 2-0. They've won 2-0. Abdul Ahmed did play against us. Did he get an assist or a goal? He got an assist. Everything hurts. Okay, Hirayama leaving the club for £65,000. It's not the most exciting transfer in the world, but if I can sign a player on a free transfer, sell them on a year later for £65,000... I mean, it's money. It's money, and we like money here. Hoping that a few more of the players that we're selling from the B team will go through. We could end up generating like £500,000 in sales, which for players that we signed all on free transfers would kind of just cover our expenses on them. Honda have made a bid for Ataki. He's got no interest in joining them, mate. I really need you to just piss off to Honda. I can see it be a good move for me. He's now more positive about it. I'll tell you what, watch Ataki now reject this offer. I'm going to be cheeky and ask the £100,000 all up front. They've accepted that. Shout out to Honda FC and Hattori, a player who at one point I was really high on after we signed him on a free transfer. Hasn't really developed. Has also had bids on him. £44,000 from Blau Blitz. I tell you what, if they do 50 and a bit of a sell on a profit, I'll be happy with them. That'll be good with me. 40% profit, £50,000. They love it. I love it. We all love it. Tell you what, I'm really starting to like these sales. Yamada leaving the club for £250,000. Joined us on a free transfer. Never played a game for us. Money. I need more money like this. I feel like I'm now very glad that I'm signing a load more players for the B teams because I feel like this could end up being very profitable. Suzuki, by the way, that striker who I was kind of on, he's left the club. He's gone to Albirex for £30,000. I offered them £60,000. No idea why they accepted that bid. My scouts are coming back to me after I mass scouted the Thai youth team. There's actually some okay players here that maybe have some mad potential, but the current ability is a bit lacking for the asking prices. Are any of these going to be really good? I mean, this guy's J2 quality. Our scout clearly does not know what J2 quality is. This guy is awful. I'll be honest, I don't know what I was expecting from the Thai national team, but it's worse than I expected. Put it that way. I kind of didn't want to sign this guy, but now I have to sign him. Kazuya Yamazaki is joining us. I've offered him £3,000. He's actually accepted it. There were so many teams in for this guy that I just felt like he must be good. I know that's not necessarily good logic, but loads of people made bids. He's available as a freebie. We've snapped him up. I mean, he's actually really, really good. He's not the most mobile striker, but I feel like he could become mobile. You know, we can teach him to run. That signing, by the way, doesn't happen until February. I was getting all excited and ready to sort out his training. I've got to wait. So right now, there's no transfers in. There's a couple of transfers out that could amount to £150,000. We're going to have a transfer budget of over £2 million here. Probably should be signing players. I've asked my scouts to go out there and find defensive mids. To be fair, one of our scouts is doing an okay job. He's found Usami here, who isn't quite the player we're looking for, but isn't bad. The one who I've sent just to look around Southeast Asia has come back with this Singaporean bloke. He's not good, is he? Not looked at Indonesia yet, though. I mean, the Indonesian national team, there's a 17-year-old here. He's not very good. I don't know what I was expecting from the Indonesian national team. I thought they'd have some good players. These players they're not great, are they? I mean, I've got the K2 league loaded. Is there anyone good in the K2 divisions? Choi Jin, that's the guy I've just looked to sign, isn't it? He's not available. Any other interesting players here? There's a guy with the first name Moon. I don't need a goalkeeper. I love it, though. Park Kang-jin is very, very good, but I've just signed a new attacking mid, haven't I? I literally just signed a post, this exact same man. I mean, to be fair, I'd argue the 18-year-old we've signed is better anyway. Yamazaki is very, very good. I don't know how he fits in our team, but he's good. Why am I really tempted by a player from Vietnam? He's playing for the Vietnam national team. He plays for Busan, who are stuck in the K2 division. I mean, he just looks fun. But I don't need more strikers. Someone make me stop. The J1 season, by the way, starts in less than a month's time. In fact, it's 4 weeks away. I feel very underprepared. I don't want to say I'm getting desperate, but I've just looked through the J2 Media Dream 11, and now I'm looking through the J3 Media Dream 11. I feel like there's got to be some good players here who aren't in on loan. Looks like a Vispa, by the way, are going to struggle again this year. They are not doing very well, are they? They won J1 a few years ago. Look at them now. Honda, missing from training. He was spotted leaving a nightclub. He's out clubbing. I'm stressing about transfers. This bloke's just out on the lash. I'm fuming. He's on £2,300 a week. Who's going to break sooner, me or him? He's contracted for another 7 years. I don't need to let him go. He can keep going clubbing for all I care. I'm just looking for all the players that my scouts have been looking at, trying to find some inspiration. I feel like the last few years I've been able to rely on university and high school teams to produce some players good enough to play in J2 and J3. The reality is that this new step up is a big step up. There's just not the same amount of players available for cheap like I'm accustomed to that are ready to slot into a J1 team, which given our current finances, which let's be honest, for a team at this level are pitiful, in fact we're currently verging on being over the wage budget, it does make it rather difficult to improve the team at the moment without blowing the wage budget out the water or just spending money we don't have. Just as a little reminder, kind of the wages that your players ask for and their demands are relative to the other players in the squad. So as tempting as it is to go out and sign a new key player and pay him, I don't know, £6,000 a week, if I do that, key players and even first team players already in the squad are going to look at that wage and go, I have the same squad role, I deserve that much money. And very quickly, you can end up offering one player £6,000, and that turns into offering a whole lot of your players £6,000. I really can't afford for that to happen. I love this. Honda's trying to force a move out. Takagi and Sakurai want him out. They're both strikers. I wonder why they want a star striker starting ahead of them out. Junpei Noda is backing me up, though. I love Junpei. I don't want to lose him. We'd be weaker without him. That was positive. Look, go cry. Takagi is a highly influential player, but I'm sure it'll be okay. I'll be honest, when it comes to the hunt for a left-back, I'm feeling a little bit worried. We're now at a point now where I'm just sorting players by value to see what's out there. I mean, there's a bloke here with the name Wang Nan. I really want to sign Wang Nan, but he's not good enough. Thing is, like, value isn't even really a good way to judge player ability, and yet it's what I'm kind of tempted to use here. There's no one good here, is there? There is just no one good. I mean, this guy's not bad. I'll get a scout report. Maybe I should just scout all these players sorted by value, in case some of them are good. I can worry about the players that I don't want to lose getting unhappy. I can worry about the transfers that we're trying to make not emerging in terms of actual tangible targets. What we can't be worried about is some of these sales that we're making. Hattori, £50,000 received. We love it. We love it. Maybe I'm an easy man to please. I'm just looking at the transfers out. We've made a load of money already this transfer window from players that weren't anywhere near the first team. It feels good. I know I'm meant to be finding, you know, like a defensive mid who's good defensively and like starting players. I've just set the filter to age at most 19 to see what my scouts have found. This guy's good. Deguchi, 18 years old, just turned 18 as well. 20 determination, defensive mid, deep line playmaker. Could he be the one? I mean, I don't think he's the one right now, but could he be longer term? I mean, maybe. The valuation might be a bit scarily high. We'll offer £80,000 and see what his staff ask for. You know what? That's actually a reasonable request from his club. £200,000 for him? They didn't like that. Okay, £275,000 bid made and accepted. Antlers and Urawa Reds are interested in this guy. I like the look of him. I know his physicals aren't the greatest, but in terms of his technicals and his mentals, for his age, he could be pretty decent. And the good news as well is he can actually play defensive midfielder. The bad news, Vortis have also made a bid for him, because of course they can. Vortis, by the way, a J1 club that we're probably going to be battling with this year. Last year they finished 16th. Their key player looks absolutely terrifying, Luis Zhao. I'm scared. You know what? Maybe I should just let them have the 18-year-old. Nah, who am I kidding? We're going to make a bid on this guy. He wants to be a squad player. I feel like that's a bit ambitious, and yet maybe that's just a sign of how good he could become. I'm going to give him £2,000 a week. That's more than what he's asking for, I'd like to point out. Do want to lock in an optional contract extension. It is going to up his wage demands, to be honest. He might well just be worth it. This guy looks really, really good. I mean, at the very least, I think we can sell him on for some profit down the line. I'm going to give his agent and himself a big signing on fee. I know there's interest from other J1 clubs. If I don't get him with the money I've just offered him and that kind of contract there, I can't really regret it. I don't want to offer him any more than what I've done there. I've offered him a lot. Honda has accepted his fine for going out clubbing. I bet he thinks it's worth it. I mean, he's lost half his week's wages. So he's lost £1,000. I mean, maybe that'll teach him. I'm so annoyed. Ataki, I thought we were finally going to get rid of him. He's turned down the move to Honda of £100,000. No one else wants to offer him that. Honda have given him it, and he snubbed him. I'm fuming. And Tachibana's got an injury through wear and tear. Our star right back might not be available to start the new season. That's not ideal, is it? We've hit that point where I'm looking for all the high school teams to see what's available. I feel like I'm going to struggle to find a J1 quality left back playing at high school level, but look, never say never. I mean, in the quest of a search for a player, right, maybe the silver lining here is the fact that on the 1st of February, players are going to be released. Maybe some university teams free up players, maybe some high school players that currently aren't interested in a move decide to come to us. Taguchi, by the way, we've just made a bid on. He is listed as one of the best players in one of the best high school teams. So that feels good. I feel like this is just now how preseason goes, isn't it? This is just how preseason goes. Apparently Asaru has had a bid from Espals here. This is a lot of money. How much did I pay for Asaru? I got Asaru on a free transfer. And I feel like I've kind of signed his replacement already in Yamazaki, which seems mental to say, but I mean, look, Yamazaki is just better. This bid is very good. Espals, you should really consider going to Espals. It's an excellent offer. It's not good enough to be a no-brainer. I'm going to insist. Please go to Espals. Asaru's gone from, at the start of the episode, being a young player I was really excited by, to a player that I'm now desperately trying to sell for, well, £500,000? £500,000. That would be a really good bid. It's a shame he's going to turn them down. What I might just do is offer him out for that amount and just see if any other J1 teams want him. Because Asaru's kind of just been replaced in our team. If I could get some money for him, that'd be quite nice. Lookmanga has broken his back. Lookmanga has broken... Could this episode have gone any worse? I feel like every time I continue, something bad happens. I mean, we'll send him to a specialist. He's broken his back. I was torn between, do I call the video today, my player's gone out and not clubbing, or like something else? Now I'm thinking, should it be my star centre-back has broken his back? I mean, to start the year, Manga's not going to be available, Tachibana's not going to be available, I don't have a left-back, and the other centre-back in the team is Juf, who's 18 and has never played for us before. The season starts in 3 weeks. You know what? Rather than have one of our scouts looking for defensive mids in Southeast Asia, maybe... just maybe, we should be looking for a bloody left-back. Jack, what have we been doing today? I mean, I feel like we've got unlucky with injuries and stuff, but equally, why have I not been signing any of the players I need? It's mostly because my scouts haven't found them yet. I mean, I have to hope these players exist out there, really, don't I? Apparently, there are 2 recommendations for left-backs already. Chang Rei, he's actually not bad. He's got caps for South Korea. Now, he's inconsistent and injury-prone. He's not awful. I mean, he's injury-prone and stuff, but he's available for 750k. Who was the other left-back? This guy, Motoyama. He's just not as good, is he? Apparently, Chang Rei would not be interested in joining us permanently, But we might be able to loan him. Can I loan him? No, I can't loan... What? I feel like the game's really trolled me there. I feel like I'm having a mini meltdown, and this has just been an unsuccessful session of Football Manager. Given the season starts in 3 weeks, and Honda's now absent for the next game, as I'd say, given the fact the season starts in 3 weeks, now might be the time just to call it quits for today, for me to go and calm down, and come back with a fresh state of mind for the last 3 weeks of pre-season and try and fix this mess. He's gone to the bar again. He's gone to... My player is an alcoholic. It's a problem. Honda failed to meet up with the team after having been seen on a night on the town the night before. Well, it's only a pre-season friendly, but really it's the principle, isn't it? Okay, let's be honest. Today's episode would have been suboptimal just with the transfers done so far, because there's not been any. I mean, there has been. Look, we've signed a new young player in Yamazaki, who I actually think is really, really good. Quite how he fits in the team, I'm not sure yet. I have a sneaking suspicion we're going to be going back to the asymmetric system right after I said we were going to stop using it. Unless I train Yamazaki to play at defensive mid, that is. But next time out, I have to get in a left back, and I'm looking at the likes of Manga and Tachibana, who are injured to start the year. I mean, is Taba going to be back for the start of the season? Okay, Taba should be back, so that's one long-term injury that will be resolved. But our defence right now is messed up. Basically, I don't have a team. Okay, I'm going to dust myself off, get calmed down, and come back tomorrow. Hopefully, with a clearer state of mind and a better performance in the market. It can't be much worse than this. If you enjoyed the misfortune, the chaos, the banter, there's been no banter. I don't know why I've said banter. If you've enjoyed today's video, leave a like. I'm having a meltdown. I can't get my words out. I want to go cry. I'll see you next time for more. J1's fun, isn't it?